What is up, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and as always, we're bringing you a live video today talking about some of the hottest topics regarding all things Juventus, and then just going on in the sport in general. With me today is my boy, Alejandro Fancello. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Football's back this week, so good.
Exactly. I need that's what, before we really even talk, before we get into the main topic of the day. I guess that's one thing I can say is, yeah, I'm excited about it being back this coming Sunday, or at least Juventus this Sunday, football overall, just because I have had I don't know about you, but I've had a hell of a week sports wise in the last couple of days. Have not been fun to me. Have not been enjoyable. But yeah, so basically, just how'd your Steelers do? I didn't even see them. Did they play?
They won.
Oh damn! See, so you're not living in the muck like me. So okay, no, I'm happy. I'm happy for you. Who they beat? I didn't even see who they played.
Denver.
Oh, okay. Beating my boy Teddy. Well, I think Teddy Bridgewater's out, isn't he? I think he's injured.
He played.
Oh, did he play? Well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's even worse for me. Now I'm even more upset because now you beat my guy Teddy Bridgewater, who I don't know. I may like him more than I like Lamar Jackson, to be honest. But I had a hell of a weekend. Obviously, Louisville shit their pants, and then Sunday the Bengals bingled, and just a ridiculous game. We can get into the topic. We're not going to get into that topic, but I can talk about how kickers don't belong. And yes, I know it doesn't make any sense to say this, but kickers don't belong in a game called football in America. It doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense. Anyway, but hopefully Juventus will give me something positive to look forward to in the next week or so. Anyway, but before we really get into it, appreciate everybody who's tuning in here. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button as well. It really helps our channel grow. It helps us with the algorithm as well, so that way it hits and we have bigger outreach for other people that are coming in and wanting to be part of this community that we're developing. Anyway, anything else going on with you this weekend? Anything else you want to talk about before we really dive into the Aaron Ramsey situation? Is he going to go? Is he going to stay?
Wait. Okay, so what I wanted to say was the Nations League are friendly games. They're not,
oh, okay, I
a
see
tournament. Because I see people saying it's a tournament. It's not. It's just friendly games, and I don't know. People were hyping it up. The quality was okay, but I mean, they're useless games. It's what it is. I mean, we are very lucky that nobody got injured for us playing for Italy. Even playing a third place game in a competition that's based on friendly games, basically, makes no sense. I mean, even yesterday, you played Chiesa for let's say 90 minutes. He played 90 minutes. Same Locatelli, and Kim came on. I didn't mind Kim playing because I was hoping he picked up form, which he did absolutely not. So that's some bad news for us going into Sunday with Morata being out and Dybala not being 100% ready. But other than that, those games were, especially the Belgium game, that was, I watched 90 minutes and I don't know why.
Right.
I mean, it was a meaningless game. I mean, I think Belgium sent home Lukaku, Hazard. I thought Mancini would play a lot of non-starters. He did, but he also chose Chiesa because, I mean, yeah, we know why. Because without Chiesa, it's nothing up front for Italy. So he still wants to win. I understand why he wants to win, but if the timing of everything makes no sense to me.
Personally, I mean, I would say going into it, obviously, when it comes to me, there's part of me that I would have wanted to win the game against Spain, because then you go on, you win, that's fine. It's another meaningless trophy, whatever you have if you end up beating France or whoever in that final. It'd be nice to have it, but mainly just because the only reason I'd say go out and win that match, and guys, let me know if my sound's okay, as I don't want to be overpowering Alejandro's mic, because I know sometimes mine tends to do that.
That's okay.
But the one that I would say is overall, when it comes to Italy playing, I wanted to keep that streak going. I just wanted to build on that streak that they had of at least, of winning matches. Not that it really means much, but at least, they set the record. It would have been nice to add a little bit more of a cushion. But once they lost that match to Spain, and you go into it. I agree with the keeper of who is it? Whose keeper was that?
It was Courtois.
Yeah, him. When he said basically, why the bleep are we doing this? Like, why are we here? This is a waste of time. You guys can go out there and get injured. You had Locatelli and Chiesa out there, which if either one of them would have gotten hurt, I would have lost my bleep. Because especially when Juventus is, Juventus is finally getting on a, I don't want to say, I don't want to, whatever. I don't want to take before the cake's baked, or whatever you want to say it. But basically, it appears that Juventus is getting on a good streak and seems to be getting it slowly together. And that would have definitely been a crippling blow for the squad.
Yeah. Also, Juan is saying Di Marco should have played instead of Emerson. And I agree. I don't rate Di Marco. I mean, he's not an amazing player, but I expected those type of players to be okay. He was not being called up. Oh, he was in the squad. I think he was. Yeah, he was. And he didn't play, so that's weird. It's very strange, to be honest. But yeah, I expected him to play even more other non-starters, basically. No Chiesa. I mean, I was surprised he didn't start Kylian, which was positive news for us. But again, these games, I mean, yeah, they lost against Spain, but was anybody really disappointed or going mad? I was like, yeah, move on. It's nothing special. Like I said, I think I said against Julian, 10 years from now, I don't think the Nations League even exists anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure of it. They will just scrap it and come with something new, something weird. Because there's too many games. Just too many.
Yeah. It was just a pointless competition, and really, the only thing you could do is hurt yourselves more than you could do to better. Like I said, I guess the only thing, maybe that's what Bond's saying, is literally, I guess the only thing you're playing for was that streak, and then for your ranking when it comes to the international ranking. Which, what does that mean? No offense, Belgium, are they still number one? I don't know who's number one right now. Or is it France?
I think Brazil didn't win, so they will stay on number one. Basically, the ranking is just to get it basically easier draw. But I mean, if you lose one game, that doesn't change the entire world, basically. That's what it is. But I get that you want to play for the ranking, just to get the easier draw, but I mean, still, it's I don't know, and I've never liked the competition. I mean, it's actually, and now, even worse now, because the World Cup is in 2002 December. They will start the World Cup. So this year the season ends in June or something. No, in May, and in June there's the Nations League. Then they have a 3-week break basically. Then they can come back, play Serie A football, Champions League, and then another break, and they go to the World Cup in Qatar. Then they need to come back, and then again, just Serie A, Champions League. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the coming season will be a disaster for many teams. Injuries. I mean, you'll need to travel basically across the world to play in 40 degrees, and then come back to play in Italy in the snow. All those things. It doesn't make sense. And the quality of football just goes down. It goes down. The more games, because I watch Carabao Cup, of FA Cups. I mean, the first games of those cups are just awful to watch. I don't care what people say. It's bad. I mean, and it's just too many games.
No, it is. I think usually as a fan, I'm usually on the opposite side where usually I want more. But in this situation, there's nothing enjoyable really to get out of it. Like I watched some of the. I didn't even watch the whole Belgium-Italy match, but what I did see, I was watching it, but it was more of I felt like I was doing my job watching it. Does that make sense? I didn't feel like I was actually like who are you doing this for? I don't think it's really for fans. I don't know how many fans are really taking enjoyment out of this.
No, it's for money. I mean, and basically it's to add more teams to the Euros, because the smaller teams will get an extra. You can get an extra ticket via the Nations League. It's basically adding more teams to the Euros. More teams, more monies, more games. Because that's the truth. Nobody's coming. With all due respect, but even this year, games. Okay, that's great for the countries. They're they're in the tournament. But if you look at the viewers for Macedonia against, I don't know who that was, they were basically, it was embarrassing. Let's say that. It was not good. So it's great for those countries. But to be honest, not many people out of the countries are watching those games on a 3 a.m. or something like that. At 3 p.m., staying at home to watch a smaller country playing another country. That's, again, with all due respect, but nobody's waiting for that besides those people. It's great for them, but again, the point is more games, more money. They don't care about the players.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes
I saw someone saying, but they earn so much, so they shouldn't complain. That's, I don't say bullshit, but I mean, they don't play once a week, and they don't play like we play with friends outside. They play high-level football, and the expectations are very high. And if you play every week, every 3 days, I mean, even with events, you see that some players, they can't play every 3 games. You see the performance just take a dip, and it's normal.
Yeah.
So, again.
Well, and that's, I think a lot of people don't understand, because it's easy to say, yeah, they can play another game. They do it they play 2 games a week anyway. But the problem is like, I mean, this is a very incomparable. I mean, I guess it's comparable, but it's not super. When I get to my point, basically overall, like when I went to U of L. I went to school. You had college basketball players that were at the top of their level. That are going to go to the NBA. And then I'm out there, and like guys like me are out there playing basketball in like the rec league and everything. And some of them join. It's a different competition when you have guys of that size, of that strength, playing against you, playing hard. Especially when you think about like, American football. Like if you were to play more games, and you have guys that are built like tanks that are hitting you, and like think about, there's hits you take in European football, like in Calcio with like guys like Chiellini or whoever. It's not the same as you and me playing out in the streets or something like that.
No, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. It's done. It's over now. Football is back this week finally. And
yes.
Finally, for 1 month, and then it's back to international football. So
right. Yeah, it's an exhausting back and forth between that until we get through with all these breaks. But one says if, and it's a big if, the Super League comes to fruition, first thing they'll do is scratch the Nations League, stop overworking players for meaningless games. And we completely agree.
They said that even basically it was something they wanted to basically fight out with FIFA and UEFA. Just stop playing so many games. Because, Bond makes a great point. 3rd place, the matches should be cancelled in football. Imagine missing out on the World Cup final, and then in a few days you need to play for 3rd place. Like, what? I wouldn't be up for that. I wouldn't even wake up for that. 3rd place World Cup final. Just a few days ago, you just lost to go to the final, and then they ask you just to play for the 3rd place. Like, that's also embarrassing. I don't even watch those games.
Bone also asked, and then we'll move on to the main topic of the day, was saying instead of the Nations League, though, they'd have to play. Would they have to play friendlies in that window, or what would they do? I guess
you can. Friendlies, just that's your decision if you want to play friendlies.
Yeah, you can play a friendly.
Also, that's why they changed that, because some teams just play friendlies against Gibraltar or San Marino, and the coefficient, basically they go up in the ranking playing those games. So they scrapped that and made the Nations League. Yeah. But in reality, the Nations League is to add more teams to the Euros. That's the reality, because they still play friendly games. Teams that are out of the Nations League just play friendly games, because the Nations League is 4 games. No, wait. 6 games, I'm sorry. And if you don't come in first, it's done for you. So
yeah. I'd just say you could do it. You could fill it with friendlies. You could use it to get younger guys who don't usually get to play in the first team more time.
That's okay.
Say Sandro Tonali, player like that. I don't know. That's one guy who popped in my head. I don't know why. He just did it.
Will come for you.
Yeah, I know, right?
He should be in the first team. I don't understand why he's in the.
Part of me wondered if it was because of last year, because he had a rough first year at Milan, but he's looked.
He looks very good this season. So that's something Mancini needs to learn, because yeah, you won the Euros with that squad, but you need, because some of these players are not good enough. I mean, you won the Euros, and that's basically a small miracle. Because some of these players like Di Lorenzo, Emerson, Cristante, Toloi, all those players they need to be moved up or not be the first option. You have Calabria, who's playing great. Okay, he was injured yesterday because he was expected to play, but you need to bring in new players and just basically feel it out, because you cannot go with the same squad to the World Cup. It's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Let's move on to actually the main topic of the day. The first topic, but it has so many different tentacles that go off of this main topic, I feel like, because we're talking about everything leads into the January Mercado, and honestly, just the future of Juventus and the midfield and what it looks like going forward. So basically what we're looking at is,
Wait.
Go ahead.
One sec. On the Tonali thing, because they're saying the U21 coach asked for him to say, I know that, but to me that still doesn't make sense. Because if you want to, you need to integrate them in the team, because there are not many matches before the World Cup. So you have 2 qualifiers now, and then you have maybe a friendly in May, and then you have the Nations League back in June, and then it's the next time is World Cup. So I know he's the captain of the U21s, but the U21s, I mean, who
I feel
cares?
like
that should not be Mancini's problem. If a player is good enough, he should be in the first squad.
If you're Mancini, you swing that stick around, and I don't give a damn what he says. Like, if I want him for the main team, you're playing with the main team. You know, who cares about the U21s? No offense, but yeah, I see where a couple people said that. Yeah, Juan said that, and then Bone said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. All right. Sorry, for the couple people, there's been a couple people who mentioned Ramsey in the comments. I wasn't ignoring your comments. I was just waiting until I got to it before I went back to those comments. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. Should probably turn my mic off for that. But anyway, basically, like I said, this topic is mainly a big one because, and it's one that I feel like we've had every Mercado for the last couple of years, or maybe not a couple of years, but at least a couple of Mercados, talking about Aaron Ramsey and his situation with Juventus. But as the January window approaches, it seems more and more likely that Aaron Ramsey may finally either get pushed out, find an agreement, whatever have you, to end up leaving and departing Juventus to go somewhere. We'll say somewhere for now. One of the rumored, and I don't know how well or how good of a source was this. Imran was his name. Do you know what I'm talking about the Newcastle United rumored offer for Aaron Ramsey. What's that guy's name? Imran something.
Who?
The source of it wasn't that Imran something.
Emre, yeah, but I mean, it was also on Calciomercato, something like that.
Okay.
I would say pretty respected journalist, but I find it hard to believe. Yeah, I mean, they have so much money now, Newcastle. I mean, the new owners are filthy rich, and their plan is clear. They want to win now, and Ramsey's never fit. So yeah, you can bring it in to Newcastle, but for how many games? And I see someone say he played nearly 2 full games for Wales. I mean, he's always fit when the friendlies when the international break is around the corner. He pops up, and because he was back, he was sitting on the bench, and then 3 days later for the next game, he was out. So what the hell happened in the space of 3 days? I mean, what do you do? It's not normal anymore, because someone said he played. I forgot the stat, but it was embarrassing. He played like no minutes over the years. I think he played almost. We pay him 20K per minute. That's insane. that's just, if you think about it. That's insane. He has a great, because someone saying he has a great reputation in the UK. But let's be real. If you look at the last 3 seasons, even if he has a good reputation, you're paying him for reputation. He's injury prone. He was that at Arsenal, because I remember when we were linked to him, I was like, because it was a free agent, I was like, because I liked Ramsey when he was playing at Arsenal, I loved him how he played. I mean, just the type of player he was. I mean, that's the player I love. But then, okay, he was a free agent, and then the numbers were coming out, 8 million plus a season. I was like, that's a mistake. He's not gonna play that many games to be worth like 8 million, even more, because Romeo Gresti saying it's around 10 million euros. It's even worse. So if it was, let's say, if he was earning 4, I think the issue wouldn't be this big among fans. That's my opinion. But because he's earning 8 million and he's never playing, and when he plays, I mean, it's not great. I mean, that's the reality. Even when he plays, it's not good. I think the first season under Sarri, I was like, okay, that's pretty decent. Under Pirlo, it was just awful, just average. And this season, I mean, he played 1 game, I think, or he came on 1. I mean, it's clear he needs to leave, and I hope he understands that he needs to leave.
Yeah, I want to say he was average at first, Aaron Ramsey, during the Saudi season, and then by the end he did the opposite of Rabiot, and then just went downhill at the end of the season. And then you came in, had Pirlo come in, and I had a feel, I had a feeling, nobody had a feeling, but people kept spouting or chirping crap, and people like to do it. They like to buy in. They do that buy-in. Yeah. You get a new coach, you think everything's going to change, and they're like, Aaron Ramsey, now that you have it, I can see a little bit of why people bought in, because you have a coach like Pirlo, who is, whatever you want to say, maestro, whatever you want to say, when it comes to his ability as a midfielder, so you expect him to maybe guide people on that. He comes in that very first match, I think it was against Sampdoria, I believe, the very first match of the season. I would say Aaron Ramsey looked pretty good. I think he scored one of the goals. He looked solid. Or maybe he looked maybe he looked for Aaron Ramsey.
No, he was great. Yeah. But I mean, let me ask you this question. If I ask you what is Ramsey's best moment in a Juventus shirt, do you have a moment just right there, sitting right there, that you can
that's kind of why I bring that up, is I was going to say that's the moment. That's the best that I can remember Aaron Ramsey at. And then after that he fell off. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, after that I don't remember him doing a damn thing for Juventus. He maybe came in... No, I don't remember another thing that he's done. Like, no.
Because now I asked you the question, I'm thinking, I don't even know. It's like, what did he do for us? I cannot remember. And maybe some in the chat will say maybe that game, but even if you didn't bring up the game, I would say, yeah. I mean, okay. I think even let's say a Bernardeschi against Atletico, everybody remembers that game. If you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ramsey has had one of those performances for us. Like, it's even worse than just wages. He's just not performing. And I see people saying he brings experience. Man, I don't care. I mean, what does experience mean if you are never fit? You're not even on the bench, helping the team in the locker room, something like that. You're just never available. So we pay 8 million euros for experience now. It's like paying almost 5 million euros to Bernardeschi because he shows passion on the field, but on the ball he's a disaster. He's just awful. Like, it doesn't make sense. He needs to go again. The Newcastle links are, maybe they have too much money now, but
that's the only thing that. Is that the first name? Like, obviously, I don't follow Newcastle United, and that's what, to me, it's like, why the hell is the first name that they're floating out there? Is that supposed to invigorate and like excite their fan base? It's, hey, we're gonna go get Aaron Ramsey, who's sitting his ass on the bench at J Medical and then at Juventus. He looks good for Wales a couple times a year. Maybe there's a lot of people in Wales that are fans of Newcastle. I don't know.
No. That's why I said it doesn't make sense. They have so much money now. Like. Mm-hmm. They're the richest club in the world, basically. They can spend the most now, and I know they cannot. I mean, when City got the money, they also started with getting just good players, with a name but not special. They built that up. So I understand Newcastle will need to do the same, but I don't see Ramsey being the how do you say, the face of the rebuild, because that face you will see 4 times every 2 months, maybe. That's it. So it doesn't make sense to me. I hope they will buy him, because I see Ramsey accepting that, because they can offer him a good wage, maybe a winning project, because that's what they want to do. They were clear they want to win in the coming 5 years, they said.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't see that happening. But to be honest, at the moment, it's our only hope.
Yeah, I mean,
because I will ask you this. So he has a contract until 23. So
one more season.
Let me say you can stay in Turin for 1 year and a half on almost 10 million euros a season, or you will need to go to Wolverhampton on 3.5 million euros. If you're Ramsey, what are you gonna choose?
Duh, right, right. I get comfortable. I get comfortable laying in whatever bed I get to sleep in or whatever I'm doing. Get a comfy seat on the sideline, and I'm good to go for another year. I get to be a glorified fan. That's what I get to do. Yeah.
Because those are the offers he's getting. Because people think he's getting, Everton is coming in with offering Juventus 15 million euros and Ramsey 7. That's not happening. They're not. They are offering him half what he's earning now. So, and if you're Ramsey, will you take that? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think any of us would confuse Ramsey with a high-level competitor. Like, I don't see him. He's not going to be the guy who's like, I'm not getting to play. I want to go play. Hey, I'm getting 10 million. I mean, 10 million euros compared to 3 or whatever is life-changing. Like, I mean, for the average person, maybe not for him. I mean, yeah, even for him it is. Even for him, having that amount of money in your bank account is a big difference. Like, I don't know. So, and I kind of agree. I think, I don't know if it was Bone or YFG or somebody up there said it, basically just saying that I'm pretty sure right now, and it makes sense, that he does. He just, right now, I don't think he's full. I don't truly believe Ramsey's fully injured. I think it's just my leg's hurting this week kind of thing. Oh, Wales? Okay, I'll go perform for my country. Maybe, rise that stock a tiny bit, go back to Juventus and chill. I don't know. But also, like, outside of him being injured, how likely is Allegri to even really want to put him out there? Like,
no, because he was playing him in basically in defensive midfield role. He said that he was trying to make him, get to know that position. Basically saying there's no space in the squad for you. So either you learn that position or you're out, and he's out by injury. So not even because he can't play that position, but what I want to say is that's now the second time when he goes for international break and he talks absolutely crap. I mean, saying basically the medical team at Juventus is crap, and then Arthur and Caio coming out the next day saying they're amazing.
Yep.
They helped me, like, very good, coming back earlier than expected, and all those things. And Ramsey saying, no, they don't understand me. So that doesn't make sense. They never understand him until basically 2 days before call-up, and then he's basically like Jesus, standing up from his grave. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I don't know how many times you can do this. Oh, by the way, real quick, YFG, you've had a few good questions. I've started them. I'm going to come back to those questions. I'm just sticking with the topic right now. But you had a few good random questions that I'll come back to later in the show. I'm not ignoring you, just so you know. But yeah, it is every single time. How many times can you do it where you come back to Juve and you're injured, and yet every single time there's a break, you're good to go? Like, you're not only starting, you're playing like serious minutes for the national team.
Playing great also.
Yeah.
Scoring goals, own goals this time. It was quite funny, but
I
mean, it's done. He needs to leave, and it's not just, even if we were a rich club, let's say, but no, we are a rich club, but even if we didn't have any problems, you need to leave. You're not playing. You're taking up a spot for nothing. And the worst part is he's been included in the Champions League list for the group stages, so he is keeping Caio out at the moment for no reason. Just basically no reason. And I think the more frustrating part is he's gonna play on Sunday, because Rabiot is out with COVID, Arthur not fit, McKennie I don't know. The reports are a bit conflicted if he has an injury or not. And who's up there? Bianconeri is only coming back Friday night, and the game is on Sunday. So if he's fit, finally, for once, he's gonna start. And I'm not happy about that. I don't rate him at the moment.
Yeah, when it comes to the McKennie thing, I was touching that real quick, but I just kind of feel like, I don't know, part of me feels like it's way more than just like he may be injured, he may not be injured. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there may be some other stuff going on there with the coach. Just
but
here
he played
personally.
the first game. He played the first game. So
that's true, yeah.
I don't know, because they play tomorrow against Costa Rica, I think.
Yeah, he's supposed to play against Costa Rica, yeah. There's also so much buy-in here in America when it comes to Weston McKennie. Like honestly, I had barely heard his name before Juventus purchased him, but since then, like he's at least for the national team. And of course, it's America.
Yeah, he's basically the face of the national team. Him and Pulisic.
Yeah,
so they're the players playing at top clubs. I mean, Reyna's playing at Dortmund, but I mean, it's different. Also, Juventus use McKennie in every promotion video. Whatever you want to call it. So,
yeah, it's always him.
They put him out. But besides marketing, we're still a football club. I'm saying so. It doesn't help me that he is great at promoting, I don't know, whatever, shirts. I mean...
Well, I think... and this is a dangerous... you want to get into... Let's talk gender politics. No. I'm kidding. I was trying to go with something that was very... it's not a topic you want to talk about on here. Let's talk, but like I think overall it has to do with the reason I said that is I'm going toward, had to do with all the social, economical, or social movements and all that going on. McKennie had a couple comments there, nothing over the top, but enough. And I feel like Juventus kind of used him as their like poster boy, poster child.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's kind of well, and then also. Also now, Juventus before, when they went after Ronaldo, and not saying that it was because of this, but one of the big things is, obviously, when you have Ronaldo, you're trying to make your brand even larger than it already is. You're trying to spread that to countries like America who don't have a lot. Like, it's still... I use the term like fertile soil when it comes to fans, reaching out to find fans there, because MLS is not like, everybody knows MLS is not anything when it comes to European football. So if you're an MLS team that's here locally, you have a real team that's a European team that you cheer for, more than likely. And you had them going with the Brooklyn Nets and all that stuff that they did a couple times and things like that. McKennie's a good option if you have that American player to really advertise to Americans to take their money for the most part. So that's one reason why I'm not super sure, and that's why I'm, again, for, was it Mode or whoever who's going to come at me, I'm not anti-selling McKennie. You sell him, I don't care. But I was just saying, there's some of those arguments that can be made of why Juventus may keep him. I think now they're leaning more toward probably selling him. Seems likely. But I just think it's funny, it's not... It doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense that one of the big reasons of why you may keep him really are not even football related. They're really for all the other stuff that, because he was cheap too.
Yeah, that's I call that a Twitter excuse from people who like a certain player and just bring up stuff that has nothing to do with football. I mean, you're not going to win anything with McKennie or Ramsey. I mean,
no.
Yeah, you can win a Scudetto, because people will say, yeah, you won the Scudetto with Ramsey, but if you want to progress and move on in the club, you need to change a lot of players, and those two are one of them. And someone saying, I don't think Allegri likes McKennie, I'm pretty sure he doesn't like McKennie. I mean, we see him on the sideline every time McKennie plays, he loses his shit because he makes stupid decisions on the ball. He's just tactically, I think Julian said it, his football brain is not there. It's not existing at the moment. He makes every bad decision you can make on a pitch, he makes them. And it's very frustrating at the moment. Because, like I said, if he was scoring goals like last season because he's getting chances...
That covers it up.
That will cover it up. And I think people will still say, yeah, sell him, but... not at this high frequency where people were just saying, give him away. Just move him on.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, our only hope is that he starts finishing his chances, because he's getting a lot of them. I think people don't. Maybe they underestimate how many chances he's getting so far this season with the little playing time he's getting. So I think he's not helping himself with the off-field issues. Also, I think the club had enough now, because lockdown, now with the squad, and then how many articles were there from his diet?
Right.
I mean, at first I was like, it's club propaganda, but then more and more journalists were coming out with him. I was like, okay, something's not upright. It's not going well. He's not being professional. I mean, he's playing for a big club, coming from Schalke, who were getting relegated that season.
Yeah.
So he gets a big opportunity, and he is throwing it away now. I think he threw it away already. It's done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, and that's why, if you're Juventus, you definitely have to look in a different direction. You have to try, and I think McKennie still has enough, maybe, that hopefully you could try to find a buyer for him in January. Where would you look at? I mean, are you looking at Premier League, or are you looking at because I think some of those.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Because we paid a lot of money for him, plus 20 mil. So the club wants that back, and no other league is paying plus 20 mil for McKennie. Let's be real. I mean, that's not happening. So it needs to be. I mean, or Paratici needs to save us. I mean, so it needs to be a Tottenham or a Wolverhampton or a West Ham or something. Everton, one of those teams. Basically saying, please take them.
Do you buy into any of the, I don't want to say BS, but like speculation or whatever that like Paratici would be like willing to do deals to help Juventus at all?
No.
Like that's what, that is something, yeah.
No, but he likes McKennie. So that's why I think, maybe. But he's not helping Juventus. I mean, he's working for Tottenham.
Right. I never know. There's something totally different when it comes to like football and the way some deals are done and handled compared to like American deals when you think about like basketball, American football, stuff like that. It's a different culture overall. So that's some of those things where nothing surprises me at this point. When we go on and we look at it, I know some other names have been floating about. I know let me make sure. Okay. We're good. Okay. So definitely it seems like the reason this is all important when it comes to McKennie, when it comes to Ramsey, whoever have you, I think those are the two big names when it seems like potentially being able to sell in January to be able to move on and bring in some better talent when it comes to our midfield, our struggling midfield. To get Locatelli, maybe even Artur, hopefully we'll see what he does when he comes back, some help there. Obviously those names seem to be right now. Donny van de Beek has picked up a lot of steam, as have Arlen Tchouameni. How likely do you think those two options are to be serious January? I mean, obviously they're targets. They're concrete targets. I mean, am I speaking out of turn when I say that those are the targets when it comes to the current midfield for Juventus?
So you mean Tchouameni and Donny?
Yeah. Does that seem right, or do you think anything of that is maybe BS?
No, I don't. I don't think that's BS, because basically the name. Wait, I'm checking one thing here because I was. Oh, yeah. So no, I don't think that's BS. Why? Because in the summer we were linked heavily with Tchouameni. It's not like it was a name that's coming out of nowhere, and I think even Romeo said in the summer the club is following for. The future, and then going as far as I think for next season, he's basically a big target, and he said that in August. So I do believe he's a big target. He is the main target, and Van de Beek is basically an opportunity because he's not playing at United. He wants to leave, and he's gonna push for a move in January. So it's up to basically Manu what they will accept. If they accept a loan or something like that, I think you will be on the front row for that. But I don't think we need Van de Beek. I said in the group chat, I'm not his biggest fan.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player, but he's not 40 million euros. He's not that, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
also, I think his best position is playing near to the strikers, and I don't see that working for us. I think that's more Dybala for us. So I don't even know how he will fit in Van de Beek again. Maybe I'm biased because I'm not his biggest fan. So
No, I kind of tend to agree with you. I lean more toward Chouameni being obviously like the main guy to go after. My main question is, so I didn't get to watch the final. I had a lot of stuff going.
it was great.
Was he really good?
Yeah, it was. It was very good, man.
What?
But not his best game because I've seen him play even better for Monaco, even in the Champions League against Shakhtar. I think I was watching that game with Julian. Away to Shakhtar, he was amazing. Just the manner, how he basically glides past people, his first touch, his control. Like I said in the preview, also with Julian, he's ready now. You know, you can pick him, you can drop him in the team, and he will do the job. So, but again, Chelsea are in for him, Tottenham are in for him.
Is Man United?
United are in, but I don't think United is gonna get him. That's not how they work. And City are in for him. So, and I do, because City are losing Rodri. No, I forgot his name. Fernandinho is out at the end of the season, and they want to ship out players. But then again, I don't see them going in January. But the main problem is, why will Monaco sell in January? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, the only way I could see, well, yeah, it doesn't make sense for them. It only makes sense for Chouameni to like want to leave, obviously, because they're not in Champions League.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how he could even force it at this point.
But you know? I mean, he's a great player. He's just very good. I mean, like I said, he's ready now. You can pick him up, drop him. Besides Locatelli or even Arthur, if he picks up. That basically reduces the role, which I'm not sure he will do. It's just hoping at the moment. You can play Locatelli, Arthur, and Chouameni, and I think again, if Arthur does what we expect him to do, you have out of nowhere you have very good midfield once again, like a young, decent midfield with great qualities. But again, I don't see how. When have we done this in January? Never.
Yeah.
But just in general, who's making those deals in January? Because, like I said, Monaco are selling their best player in January, mid-season. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, absolutely no sense. Like the reports are, Vlahovic can leave in January.
Yeah.
How will that help Fiorentina?
Well, and that's where I was going to get to too. Is that's how I was looking at all the talk about. I mean, there's been a lot of hype and a lot of build up when it comes to this January Mercado. I don't know if it's just because people want people to read, you know, their article, their whatever have you, their piece, their tweets or whatever. I don't know, because that's what when I make out of it, because I just continue to hear this build up of like bringing in Vlahovic, bringing in Chouameni, bringing in Van de Beek, whatever have you, those situations of bringing these players, and I'm thinking about it every other time for the most part. Whenever it's bringing in a player, it's you bought him, he stays there, you bring him in during the summer or something like that. A deal gets done, but not actually a meaningful contributor to the team. Are you kind of leaning more toward it's nothing? You know, does that make sense? When I say it's nothing, it's not nothing, but it's not likely.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen in January. I think it's just international break, and they need to fill the papers. Because remember, a few weeks back, the Mercado was just closed. International break, we were getting the same stuff, basically, other names and all those things. So the only thing I can see happen is Van de Beek, because he's leaving for sure. I mean, he's not staying. But then again, I don't want to spend 40 million euros on a player I don't think we need. And yeah, he's better than what we have, but going forward, if you spend 40 million euros on a player, you just really doesn't fit what you want to do. That doesn't make sense to me. So it should be Tchouaméni or nothing. It's hard to say, but it's basically harsh to say, but you cannot just throw away money. We don't have a lot of money. You cannot throw that away.
Yeah, I can kind of. I wasn't.
But then
like,
again, if you get an offer from McKennie and Ramsey, you cannot say no. Come back in the summer because things can change in those 6 months. Injuries, other opportunities for the other clubs. So if you get an offer and it's decent, you need to take it. Just take it.
Yeah, I kind of agree more. I guess that's why I was kind of leaning more. I feel like it's definitely a way higher possibility. When I say possibility, you have to play in the factors of what are the other clubs that are actually going to offer. But overall, it seems more likely for Juventus to sell than to buy it all. Because obviously, I mean, as with every damn mercado we dealt with in the last how many years, it's been Juventus needs to sell before they buy. So if they want to buy Tchouaméni, Ramsey has to be out the door. McKennie has to be out the door. Do you think one of those or both of them need to be out the door before you go after or get a Juventus?
So I think McKennie needs to be out because he's a player that will bring in the money to pay the fee. And I think Ramsey needs to go out because you need to get rid of his wages. So it's a combination of both. But then again, if you get Ramsey out, I'm already happy. Because he's not playing, so I'm not keeping Ramsey for him to show up maybe once a month, or that's already a lot, to be honest. Doesn't make sense. Just move him on. If you cannot bring someone in, that's okay, but you cannot ship both players out and bring in nobody, because that you leave Allegri with a problem. Because you only have 4 midfielders. Rabiot is, I don't say injury prone, but he picks a lot of small issues, I would say, small injuries. It keeps him out. You don't know. Yeah, Knox. You don't know how Arthur's going to respond after those months. And then you have Bianconeri and Locatelli. Yeah. So if you will ship out both players in January, you need to bring in someone. Definitely.
Yeah, I guess, and then that's where it goes off to, I know, let me see, Mirko's brought up a good point about not having money, with things we talked about forever. But Henning was asking, what about Van de Beek on loan? And when I asked for this question, before you answer, what I kind of want to go with is, my question is, do you think, like you said, it's Juventus doesn't need to be wasting money in this situation? So, like, if you're going to have the opportunity to get either or both, or, I guess really either or, Van de Beek or Tchouaméni, obviously I'd say go for Tchouaméni first. But I guess my question is it even worth considering the injection of Van de Beek on loan or whatever, but like bringing him in January, could that throw a wrench in the plans to get Tchouaméni long term? Does that basically mean you're not getting Tchouaméni if you bring in Van de Beek?
Yeah, if you bring in Van de Beek, you're not going for Tchouaméni in the summer. That's not happening. Because you need to pay around 40 million euros for Van de Beek. So if you do that, I mean, it's pretty obvious you're not gonna buy Tchouaméni unless you sell Arthur for 50 mil or, do something like that, which I don't see happening. So if you get Van de Beek, it's done for Tchouaméni. And again, because a lot of people rate Van de Beek, and I think he's a very good footballer, but he's not that player some people are making me look like. He's just not, because, and also again, I don't know where he fits into the squad. Yeah, you can play him at the 8, but yeah, you have Locatelli going forward. I want someone else besides him. I want someone like, I don't know, a better version of Bianconeri, basically.
Yeah,
and I think that's Tchouaméni.
I think one of my main things too is one of the reasons that I if you're telling me that means it's one or the other, then I'd say Tchouaméni, and I wouldn't even not that I wouldn't question it, but I wouldn't even consider Van de Beek unless it seems obvious that Tchouaméni is not going to come because he's going to go to Chelsea or whatever EPL club. But I guess the thing is too is also, if you look at Tchouaméni, if you're able to get in there and get Tchouaméni says he wants Juve. have to look at the future as well. I mean, it's just 3 years difference, but still, he's 21 compared to 24. You could definitely look at him. I mean, say it's a, not want to say Pogba situation, but whatever. If you have to make a profit in the long term, to me, I think he's the better player to do that with. I don't know. Also, but I mean, against what's he valued at right now? What are they going to be asking?
Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
So in the summer it was around 40. So I will say they will push for a 50, and I think they will get it because many teams are interesting, and the teams that are interested are Premier League teams. So yeah, price is going up really quickly.
Good point. So what you told me right now just basically seems to be that Tchouaméni's not happening. Okay. Anyway,
wait. Let's say if Tchouaméni says, "Yeah, I want to join Juventus," and Chelsea, because Chelsea needs to ship out players if they're gonna bring in him. Same for City and Tottenham, but he's not going to Tottenham. No chance. He's not accepting going to Spurs. That's basically ending his career. It's a bad place to go. So I think we do have a chance, but you need to be on it like quickly. You need to be in talks right now. You need to just not wait until the last minute when he already agreed terms with Chelsea and then try to compete with Chelsea. That's not gonna happen because you will lose that battle. On day one you will lose it.
That's what kind of leads me maybe kind of to think now, if we're talking about that and we're hearing that Cherubini has reached out with Donny van de Beek's agent, that maybe the Juventus' feel is that's the more likely route to go, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in reading into that too much, or maybe it just hasn't come out. I would say
it's more keeping all options open, basically, just having a plan B or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, we're hearing from incomings, but is there one good source talking about, there's coming an offer for Ramsey or McKennie? No. So until we don't have one of those reports, talking about Tchouaméni and Van de Beek is basically pointless.
Would you consider? They bring up Kulu. Would you consider selling him if Atalanta or whoever comes back and looks into him, or what do you think?
No, because we paid 45 in total if all bonuses are hit. Atalanta's not paying that, so we're going to lose money, and we cannot lose money at the moment. So the club will keep him. Which, again, and I said in the preview, he needs to play games. I mean, he needs to play, and at the end of the season, if you see it's not working out, then you can basically take a decision. But if you just gonna play in one game, then 20 minutes coming on, something like that, that's nothing. He will not improve. He will keep this form up until the end of the season. Now I can bet you money on that. So, but I saw a comment way early saying we take 60 mil for McKennie and Kulusevski, and I said no, because that means you will lose money. And also Bernardeschi's out of contract, so you need to replace Kulusevski and Bernardeschi.
I guess you sign Bernardeschi onto another contract, maybe another, maybe a 5-year, 8 mil, then we're good to go.
8 mil. not euros. Not euros.
Pesos.
I don't know.
And then Mirko, they were talking about this in the chat a little bit about Ravella. I think he says Ravella's a good future player, but not ready yet. I think Ravella's ready.
No, he's ready.
Yeah, he's ready to go, my guy, and that's why I think if you bring him back, what position? Wait, okay. So wait, where does he play compared to? I'm still sometimes with some of these positions. Give me a little bit more of a, because I haven't watched Ravella too much.
Ravella is basically he's a defense midfielder, so he plays on the position I expect Arthur going to play at times, or the position Locatelli can play, but Allegri doesn't want to play him, and I don't think anybody wants to see him there. Everybody wants to see him on an 8, just going forward. So he's a defense midfielder, and Tchouaméni is also a defense midfielder, but he can play that 6 role a bit, like Khedira did, something like that. But that's why I was saying in the preview, if you bring in Rovella and can spend 40 mil on Vlahovic or something, I think that will be the how would you say, not the smart option, but the safer option at the moment. But Rovella is ready. I don't care what people say. I mean, he will make errors because he's 19 years old. I think people forget that he's 19.
Yeah.
So if you bring him in, he's gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. He's a young player. They should make mistakes. Nobody. I mean, Bianconeri is 24 and he's making mistakes, week in, week out. Chiesa, who is very good, he's making mistakes. So that's okay. But I think if you bring Rovella, which is not happening, and also I don't want it to happen. He needs to play at Genoa. He needs to play every week, 90 minutes. So don't bring him back in January. That will stall his development because he's not starting.
That's true.
He can start, but Allegri is not starting him. So that's a no-go for me. Just keep him at Genoa.
Yeah, that's true. I considered that, and I was like, is there a way to bring him back? But that would make sense. Yeah, with him, let him continue to develop. The season's going to be what the season's going to be. If you get somebody else, fine. But if not, whatever. Huntington says in defense of Enderby, if you sell both Ramsey and McKennie, you don't have the type of player that scores goals from midfield. Right now, neither McKennie or Ramsey are scoring goals from midfield anyway. We need somebody to score 6 to 8 goals. Don't think Loca can do that. I think
Locatelli can do that easily.
He's taking shots. Like, every single time he's out there, he's taking shots. Like, at least gets 2 or 3, I want to say. If you play him a full game, he attempts, like, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty good. They're not bad shots. No.
That's why I want him to play in the number 8. That's why I want a defensive midfielder. Because if Arthur will fail in that position, I think Allegri will go with Locatelli in that position when... in the more tougher games, I would say, and that will be. I don't want to see that. It's just that simple. I don't like it because also, like you said, our midfielders are not scoring goals, so that's a problem we have since 5 years now. I would say 4. Let's say 4. Because before we had Pjanic, but he was scoring free kicks, which is okay. You need those goals, but it's not like it was a Vidal or something like that, or Pogba, or even Marquinhos. They were scoring goals like in the build-up, just not set pieces. They were just goal scorers. So I agree with that. I think Van de Beek can do that, but I think his best position is playing close to the strikers, and again, you're signing Dybala to a long-term deal, and I think that's something more for Dybala to play that position. So I don't know. What Ryan is saying.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I thought maybe you'd have a better idea than I did, but I threw it up there. If
that's your case, then you will be like Crescito. I don't know what.
Crescito. Ryan, can you give us some more details?
Crescito is a defender, so I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah. And then Jeff says Marquinhos scored a lot of goals for Juve, and all of them were stunners. Yeah. Going into it, let me get back to a couple of these. And YFG, I didn't forget your questions. I have them started. We'll do that when we wrap it up here in a little bit. Where was it? Anine says, what about Ravel this summer? Not spending on Tchouameni and then get SMS. I know it's not happening. I mean, we can dream. But yeah, it's not. That's not. They're not spending that kind of money. And then, where was it? Sorry, I missed somebody's. Rafa was asking, rumors that Vlahovic is a Juve fan and wants only Juve. We're lucky if this is true. I don't know. I see a lot of crap. I mean,
I don't think he's a Juve fan, but because I read something, I think 3 years ago when he was at Zagreb and we were linked to him, that he used to watch Juventus, and that if he went to Italy, that his dream, basically his goal, let's say not dream, goal would be to end up playing for Juventus. So I think we are his first option, but we need basically the money to offer him because we have competition from City, Atletico, who can compete with offering wages. Yeah. And then there is Fiorentina. I mean, they hate us. It's that simple. We got Chiesa. Will they sell Vlahovic to us? I don't know if they have much of a choice. If he really pushes for that move, like Locatelli did, like Chiesa did, then, considering his contract situation, there's not a lot of choice for Fiorentina. Yeah. But again, we need money. So
I agree. Let's see. I'm going to jump into these questions.
Why did I say Zagreb?
Huh?
Yeah, I said Zagreb, but I was wrong. I don't know why I said Zagreb.
Yeah, all those are... I know nothing about those. Anyway, so, okay, Ryan, I got his question.
Serbia. I was thinking of Croatia. I don't know why I was... Because I was watching Croatia before going live, so maybe that's why.
That makes sense, yeah. I'm going to jump in. I had a few questions started. Ryan, you answered the one from Ryan Saliba, which is a 60 million euro question. So we'll skip that one. Let's go. YFG's, the first one he had was right here. Which target would you guys want us to go all in for in the January window? And then in the summer window, would like to hear y'all's opinions. For me, it's Van de Beek, then Vlahovic. If we're actually going in all in, and I'll just answer real quick. If we're going all in, January would be Tchouaméni for me, and then it would be Vlahovic in the summer.
Yeah,
or unless you can get Haaland, but that's not going to happen. No. What's yours? Is it the same or is it
same? Yeah, same.
Yeah, to me those seem to be the realistic options. Let's see. Then also, this one I don't know if I got an answer for you, my guy. YG asked Justin Ale for the left back position. Here we go. Which young prospect around Europe or the world would you guys like to see in that position? I got nothing for you personally. I'll let Ale answer that because when it comes to left backs, I don't know.
So, I'm not sure, but I can say for Bota is starting. He cannot start. He's not good enough. Period.
Yeah.
He's not that talented. There's a
reason he's not here.
Is he playing? I've not heard anything about it. Is he playing?
Did he go to... it wasn't Atalanta, right? He was going to go to Atalanta, and then he went to... I
think Verona.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Or something like that. I even forgot where he went.
I'm pulling it up while you go ahead and answer the question at all.
So for Bata, no. He will never start for us. And to be honest, I have no idea for a good left back. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because people saying Theo, but he's not leaving Milan for Juventus. Unless you have 80 million euros or 70 million euros, so that's not happening.
Yeah, he's at Hellas Verona.
Yeah.
So
he hasn't played. So, but even if he played at Verona, he's not good. He's just not good at football. Verona, Bologna, not Juventus. It's done. So, and then Ryan is saying, that we will let him play for some club for a long time. Then he will be like Crescito, plays for them for a long time, like Berardi, let him play in other teams. So, playing a long time. Ravella, I said, just leave him until the summer. So that's 6 months more. It's not like 6 years. So, I don't know. And also, Berardi didn't want to join a big club because he has a small club mentality. It's what it is. He's feeling comfortable at Sassuolo. He's the man. He earns a lot of money at Sassuolo. He's feeling safe. And let's be honest, he's not good enough to play at a top level. He's soft. He's very soft on the ball. You can just push him over. Compared to Chiesa, it's like day and night. So I don't even care for Berardi, let's be honest. I couldn't care less.
No, I'm not a fan of Berardi even. Going up back on that left back, the only thing I could even think of doing was right now just find a solid young Italian one that you can buy for cheap and see if he can turn into something. I don't know. That's why Alexandro is not sellable right now. That's why. He looks good too, but
Yeah, but I agree that we need to look, because Sandro's getting old, Danilo's getting old, Quadrado's getting old, Deschilo is shit, and he's gone. He's free agent. So, and Luca Pellegrini is even worse than Deschilo in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something the club needs to work on, like big time. I wanted Nuno. He went to PSG. So, I have no idea at the moment. And Mirko saying, watch out for Cassie. If he's not signing for Milan, he's going PSG.
It's like at this point,
I love Kessie. I think he's a very good footballer. He will be very great. He will be great for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we have any chance. And the winter, he's not ready. I mean, you can, basically integrate him into the squad, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Because Allegri likes him, so maybe. But like I said in the prospect show with Julian, and the winter is more of a center back, but it's not like we produce youth players like every single year. It's every 10 to 15 years. So we did the prospect show, and I said to Julian, if one makes it into the first team in the coming 5 years, I will be over the moon already.
Right.
Yeah, like one. If it's Miretti, if it's Sule, or I don't know, I don't care who. If one makes it out, great. But I don't even think one will make it. If I'm honest.
No, I mean it hasn't been. I mean, what was the last one? Was it Marquisio, the last real one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So makes sense. And then last one from YFG was Justin Ale. If all goes well, what do you guys think about the attacking four of Damsgaard, Vlahovic, Chiesa, and Dybala, and in the attacking mid, with a midfield of Tchouaméni, Locatelli, and Van de Beek? Well, we already talked about saying that Tchouaméni and Van de Beek are not both coming. If you're gonna get one or the other, more than likely. So that won't happen. I
don't know. I mean, to be honest, I just want to watch football. I just want it to be Sunday.
Yeah,
basically, just want to watch games back.
I'm ready for the nonsense of the 2 weeks break to be over and actually talking about real games instead of especially it was a good little streak that Juventus went on. It was nice to actually talk about some real bleep going on and actual fun instead of just nonsense and who do we get to fix the crap that we're dealing with? Who can put some duct tape over the holes of the ship? I mean, I don't see Juventus buying both Damsgaard and Vlahovic in one Marcano. So I mean that's the one problem YFG honestly is you're not getting Damsgaard, Vlahovic, Tchouaméni, and Van de Beek. They can't afford all that. It's not gonna happen.
Man, again, Brian, I don't know what he's saying.
One sec.
Who's crying? I never cried about you players not getting a chance, so I don't know who he's talking to. Because I never cry. I didn't cry when Fagioli was being loaned out. I mean, I've never said anything about it. Why do you ship out Fagioli? Just keep him in the first team. I've never said that. So I don't know who he's talking to. Like, I don't know. So basically, all the players are not ready. Then they will be used as plus friends.
Yeah.
And they will be great. Wait, what? They will be
without
great
Juve.
Without Juve. So name me the player who was great without Juve. That last youth system. The youth setup. Give me the names.
Yeah, I know Jeff was saying Fagioli's playing well for Cremonese. I mean, honestly, the only thing I've heard about him was that goal, and that's the only thing that I really know. Is that? No offense when I asked this, but I'm like, is that what we're basing on? He played well. Also, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button. Not enough people would hit the like button. We've been doing this for over an hour, so please hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. But I don't know. I'm not watching Cremonese. No offense, I'm not doing that, so I have no idea. That's one of those situations that's difficult for me. One last question, or not one last question, but the question that I had starred that people were asking. Mirko asked, what do you guys think what could happen at the end of the season? Somebody pay 150 mil for De Ligt, 120 for Chiesa. My opinion has never happened, but you never know. It could fix the debit. Chiesa, no chance in hell. I mean, neither one. I don't think I wouldn't let anybody touch, no matter what. I mean, unless you have like a severe crisis on your hands. To me, it doesn't make sense to let either of those guys go. I mean, De Ligt is more likely, but Chiesa is untouchable. I don't care how much you offer. I'm not. Me personally, yeah. To me, he's that guy you're building Juventus around. He's the future Juve. What about De Ligt in that question?
Nobody's paying 150 mil.
Yeah.
Maybe Chelsea if Rudiger leaves, but even then, I think they will go for Koundé from Sevilla. It's like 70 mil or 60 mil. 150 mil for a central defender is, I mean, you cannot go, like, let's say City or PSG or Real Madrid going to the fans. It's like, here, you spend 150 million euros on a central defender. That doesn't make sense for those teams. I don't think fans will go like, oh, great. They will say you overpaid. And to be honest, I think that's overpaying. So I think he will get a new deal in the coming months. You will hear rumors about him signing a new deal. That's what I think. And I also hope, to be honest. Because Chiellini is in his last year again, and then it's done. Bonucci is 35? I think he's 35. And then you just have Dele and Rugani, who is still 21 at this point, I think. He's not aging. He's staying forever.
Yeah, Bonucci.
I mean...
there's nothing else you can... Bonucci's 34. But yeah, I mean...
34, okay.
He'll be 35 at the end of the season, so yeah.
So yeah, no, he needs to stay. He needs to stay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mirko's asking...
Wait.
Which one?
Ryan. He named Immobile, who... I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, if you want Immobile in the team, great. That's your opinion. Jovinko, he came back for us. He played as good as he could, and then it was over. He came back. He played for us. He scored goals. And then that's it. He's not good enough. Not for the level. And Spinazzola.
He's hurt.
I like Spinazzola. He's very good. But he is the Italian Ramsey. He's injured all the time. So I don't know what the issue is. If you have Spinazzola now, he will be in J Medical. Because he picks up injuries for fun. That's what he does. And it's very sad for him, but it's a reality. So the players he named are, I would say, quite embarrassing. Immobile. Jesus Christ.
I used to like Immobile. It's been a while. I mean, obviously not for the Italian team, but the Italian national team. But he was serviceable in Serie A. But not...
But you need to play...
better than serviceable.
Just... Look at Lazio play. The balls come over the top. You need to play a specific style for him. And thank God we don't play that football at Juventus. So basically playing for the one player up top. No.
Yeah, and like YFG would say, I agree. I think a midfield of Tchouaméni, Locatelli, and then Ravella and Archer would be pretty good. It'd be pretty damn good, midfield for Juve compared to what we've had. Let's see. Fagioli scoring on Buffon is all I've heard.
Yeah. But I'm happy for him. I hope he keeps it up.
Yeah.
But he's not ready for us. I think people say he's better than Betancourt. I think potentially yes. But at the moment, no coach will pick him in a Champions League game over Betancourt. That's the reality, in my opinion. And going mad about it is basically pointless at this point. Because we know what's going to happen. He's not playing. So
do you agree with this? YG says Morata is better than Immobile.
For the type of football we play, yes.
Yeah.
But overall, as a natural goal scorer, I don't agree. I think Immobile is a better finisher. But all around play, build up, holding up the ball, then I will pick Morata, and that's what basically Allegri wants. So yeah. But Immobile, oh my god. No. I mean, I'm so happy that he played for us like one game or something. He came on, but other than that, I'm so happy he never played for us.
Yeah, Mirko, Douglas Costa's not coming back. It's not happening. No, it's
done.
Yeah, he's yeah. Then let's see. Last thing Ryan was saying something about GS right now, but I'm saying that without Juve, they were great, and they were Juve players before they were great. All I'm saying is that we should have a lot of chances to play youngsters. I mean,
based on what? Because I saw people say play Miretti. I don't know. Okay, based on a preseason game against Monza, like what? Because the next game, Ranocchia wasn't that great. It was good, but it took a dip already. So you cannot basically base that on one game. Because I know where that's coming from, because our midfield is shit. So that's the reality. So everybody wants just play him. But that's not happening. That's not how it works.
I mean, and I understand Ryan's point in saying you never know what to expect with their full potential. It's true. There's potential, but you can wipe your ass with potential. It's a problem. It's like there's so many people that have potential that don't live up to it, and then you bring them in there. And, go ahead.
So if you have an inexperienced coach like Pirlo, he played Portanova away to Crotone out of nowhere, and he was shit. Portanova, like it was a disaster. And if you have, like, say, 2015 Juventus, then you can drop in an unexperienced Pogba, and he will do a job. Like, the team is great. You put in a youngster, you will not drown. You know, he will play up to the team. But at the moment, that's not us. So we cannot just throw basically all the youngsters in front of the Lions, because if they flop, it's done. It's over for them. They will get shipped out, and it's done. So you need to be careful also.
Haneen says it's better for them to go to City B and play. Don't halt their development by sitting them on the bench, and I think that's a good point. I think Ravella kind of should be not a barometer, but something to like. It's an example of why you let guys go out and develop. You know, Ravella, he could come to Juventus and he could flop. We don't know. He could come to Juve and not be good. But he looks good there. The problem is you need guys like Fajoli, like whoever you want to have, Ranocchia, whatever have you. Send them out, and they need to be performing maybe similarly to what Ravella's doing before you bring him in to play at Juve. And they're not doing it yet. That's just what it is. I understand you can bring guys in, but what we could also do is, like I said, the analogy of going up. It's a totally different sport when you're playing these lower level, whatever sport you play. When it comes to professionals that are as good as guys that play, like Rabiot would make me look like a jackass, and I yell at Rabiot about how bad he is. You know what I'm saying? Like there's players like Rabiot and Ramsey and McKennie, who we say are bums and aren't good enough to play at Juventus. We don't say they're bums, but you know what I mean. We say that like they would embarrass all of us, every single person in this chat right now. So it's not the same.
No.
YFG says, I agree with Ale. A youngster has one or two good games, and y'all want to throw them into the first team. That's too much pressure, because if they play bad, y'all are going to be pissed. It's true. Y'all are going to crush them. We see what happens with the guys who are here, who play, not that many games. And then, let's see. I'm going to touch on a couple ones that we got to get out of here. We've been on here for a while. And it actually looks like it's about to pour outside my house, and I left my dog outside. He's in my backyard, so I'm about to go get him out of the... anyway, Haneen says, Dragusin made a mistake going to City A. He isn't getting any minutes.
He will get minutes. I think it's just... But if he doesn't get minutes before January, then he needs to leave.
Yep.
Then, he needs to leave, but I think he will get minutes soon.
Yeah. Guys, if you guys are hanging out here and you haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help us. We've been doing this for an hour with you guys. We really do. All you have to do is hit that one little button. YFG says, Fajoli, Ranocchia, Sule, all are good players, but they need time. They need time to develop and play, and they need to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. Yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, give them time, see what they can do. And then here, I'll do this one, and then the last question. Fajoli and Ravella are the same year, but Fajoli is way behind on his development because he sat on the...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
that's okay. Fine. He's playing now, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Mirko asks, what do you think about Ake? Or is it...
nothing special. I think he will just be sold or used in a swap deal or something. I don't think he will make it.
Yeah. All right, guys, so that'll do it for us today. We appreciate each of you for tuning in. Appreciate all you guys for hanging out with us every day that we do these. Obviously, once the season gets rolling back again on Sunday, we'll have those lives and things like that, breaking down the games. Actually, we'll have some more fun instead of just talking about what could be, what ifs, and all the nonsense that goes on with downtime. But anyway, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos as soon as they drop. Follow me at Bianconeri at Bianconeri on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, and follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151 as well. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. We'll see you guys next time.